What's up, girls? It's Angie and I am back. I don't know if y'all tuned in to see my TikTok this week, but the topic this week is going to be, do you think your man is bisexual, gay, or possibly down low? Okay? Now, of course, and as usual, these are not kid-friendly topics. I'm going to give y'all girls a second to get the kids out of the room. I only got me a cup of water right here, so nothing fancy today because like I told you all, this is going to be a very serious topic and I need all of my senses for this one, and I need y'all to have y'all's as well. So go ahead and take the kids out of the room and I'll give y'all a quick second. Alright ladies, so this week I have my notes in my phone, so we're gonna go through these one by one. For one, y'all know I'm a mother first and an auntie second, so I always tell you all, make sure that you all know the sexual health of any partner that you may have, okay? For some of my ladies, some of you all, this is not for the ones of you who know your man is bisexual. I would assume you are comfortable with that. You know that this video may or may not be for you, okay? But this may be something helpful that you can pass on to one of your other sister girls who may not know what she's dealing with at home. So first question that I need you all to ask yourself is, does he encourage you to be more excited? Okay, now, there is nothing wrong when a man tells you to spice it up. But usually when you see a man that tells you to be more exciting, that usually means that there's something that he's not receiving. Overall, any heterosexual male will usually find his most pleasurable part of your body to be your vaginal area, not necessarily the back. On top of that, be real with yourself and ask yourself, like, how much is he really focused on the vag and normal vaginal play. There's nothing wrong if your man encourages you to bring in toys in the bedroom and he plays with those toys in the right areas. Just be mindful if he starts using those toys in another way, which will bring me to my next question. Does he over insist on getting you toys, and does the conversation kind of go to anal? Okay, for some of my bisexual or closeted customers, they would often have women, right? But then one guy in particular stood out to me because he talked to me a lot about how he groomed his girl by expressing more interest in doing anal on her. That kind of opened the conversation for anal in order for him to get back what it is that he wants. Meaning, if you're a woman who you really aren't into anal pleasure, sweetheart, you can go on ahead and cut that topic off at the knees if you're not interested in performing anal acts back to your man. Now, no one is myself, but I do believe that every woman should not be in denial and like turn a blind eye to this topic. I believe that women should always reciprocate the question. A lot of us don't want the answer, but if your man is ever open to, for example, if he offers you a toy and if you all go into a sex store and you all look at anal toys, you should, if he asks or offer them to you, you should offer and ask to use them back on him. And at the end of the day, you'll have to do it in a very playful way to where you're not coming off in an alarming way or being too aggressive. This is how you will get your answer. So ladies, everybody can do whatever they feel is gonna find it easier for them, but my thing is, you do need to ask the question, because at the end of the day, he's still gonna do it. So you should know what it is that your partner is into, okay? Next question. Is he always busy with men? Now ladies, this is a real serious pet peeve of mine. There is no heterosexual man that's only strictly into women, unless your man just don't like you or he could be cheating on you with another woman. There is no heterosexual man that's spending that much time with men. Okay, I met a guy in my past that I kind of suspected that he was a closeted man. his mannerisms were just off. He didn't seem to be interested intimately, and I don't play myself up to be like, oh, if a man don't try and sleep with me, like, you know, that's gotta make him gay. No. This dude avoided having one-on-one time with me. He only wanted time with me in the presence of other people, almost as if he was trying his best to avoid one-on-one intimacy. When he did reach in for intimacy, it was in the presence of other people, right? So if we were alone and we just went to lunch, dinner, brunch, or we had a few stolen moments, why did you not act on that then? Why wait until we're in the presence of a crowd? Okay. He also expressed to me that he had been on a long binge of being celibate. But what I noticed about him was he was trying to press me to get married very early. He wanted to give money and every need that I could have possibly had would have been met. But he was never trying to seal the deal to where we would come together. He lived in one state, I lived in another. He would come to visit, but as I stated, he always had some other company with him, whether it was a cousin or family. Let's go to the family gathering. Let's go to the family this. It was just hella weird, honey. And what I noticed about him also is he used to tell me a lot of little funny stories about how gays would come on to him. And he told me about a conversation that he had with a cousin of his that expressed to him that the clean cut look that he had was really like the gay boy look, which kind of made me wonder, well, if that stood out to you, why did you not change your look? It was almost as if you wanted the gay boys to look at you. Just my opinion. I could be wrong, sis, but I know one thing. If a man is quote unquote attracted to me, and we have alone time. There was a time where he came to town and I valeted my car at his hotel, got in his car, and we went to dinner. Of course, clearly at the end of the night, I had to come back to get into my own car. We waited in the lobby for I don't know how long. This guy never leaned in for a kiss, a touch, a feel, a fondle, nothing. But in front of his family, aunts, uncles, elders, he was like literally trying to kiss and rub up on me. It was just really awkward because for one, I don't play all of that up in front of people. Don't play with me like that. But for two, it was almost as if he was overcompensating. And not only that, he was making it seem as if we were more familiar with each other than we actually are. It seemed as though he wanted it to look like we were more intimate with each other than we actually were. So that's just my little story. And like I said, honey, he was a great gift giver, would send flowers, thoughtful, kind, tall, dark, and handsome, but it just wasn't there, sweetheart. And when big sis, when auntie can't do a proper assessment, honey, I go ahead and bless him and release him. Okay, I bless and release. Okay. So let me get back to these questions for y'all. Okay, does he avoid sex with you? Now, that kind of go back to my little story time that I quickly gave, okay? Any man who's not interested in having sex with you, or let's say he's only interested in the back door, sweetheart, that is a clear-cut red flag. A clear-cut red flag. Now, let me stop right here and just tell you all some of the things that men will tell you easily if you just give them the space to. Nowadays, there has been this desensitized way that men will kind of throw things in and they aren't even embarrassed about it, right? Like, men know that I've worked in adult stores, or like I often have this alpha female personality about myself. I don't know. I don't see it, but whatever. Bottom line, when you make certain jokes about things with a man, like let's say you talk to a man about you being the aggressor towards him, usually they will back down and tell you, oh, I will let you. right? And then they will start to tell you the things that they've let someone do. The first thing that I've noticed is men will often come out and tell you, oh yeah, there was this one chick that I had dealt with that tried a finger on me this one time, but that was as far as I had gone. Chances are, if he told you about that one segment, there's other sessions that he entertained. And I'm sure he's done more, or he's open to do more. If you ask him if he enjoyed it, guess what? He will tell you the truth. Don't be no fool. Okay, listen to Big Sis. Don't be no fool. Okay, now ladies, why is this topic so important? Because a lot of you all are turning a blind eye. A lot of you all wonder, but then you want to throw it on the back burner. A lot of you all don't know how to find those answers. There are certain apps. Now, I didn't do research that deep. I know that Grindr is one, where I was told that Grindr is an app that men often get on for gay sex. If your man have Grindr, then, you know, I'm not saying that the man is gay, bi, or closeted. What I'm saying is, sis, you need to go on ahead and do some research. Check to see which apps are actually like apps that are known for the gay boys. And I'm not telling you to go play private eye. I'm just saying do your research however you need to go about doing it. Okay, the next one is, does he really gay bash or seem super uncomfortable around gay men? Like, does he avoid eye contact? Okay, now I can remember being out with a guy, well, he didn't say that he was bisexual. Let me say that. This guy was a guy that I had met through a friend. He came out and asked me to PEG him. I don't know if I can say that on here, but you all can Google that terminology, and I'll do a topic on this later on down the line. First date, what I noticed was he was super uncomfortable with our gay host, right? He seemed like he had avoided contact. He like looked so uncomfortable and awkward. And my thing is, I know that heterosexual men sometimes can be a little bit uncomfortable around our extra flamboyant gay brothers, okay, or sisters, whatever they want to go by. But bottom line, any man who's comfortable in his sexuality should be able to look any human being eye to eye and understand that that takes absolutely nothing from his heterosexual sexuality, right? That gives no indication that there's something wrong with you because you're adult enough to have a conversation with a gay man. I don't care how flamboyant he is. I don't care if he's wearing nails, makeup, whatever the case may be. It's really not that deep, my love, okay? And later on, you know, around another date or so, I don't know how many dates, because we hadn't gone on too many, but that's when he later on asked me to PEG him. And so he said that it was not necessarily gay because it was with a female, but at the end of the day, as uncomfortable as he was around the gay hostess, it really made me feel like there was more to the story. As I usually say, if a person will tell you one, there is usually 2, 3, and 4 that they are not telling you. So it would pay you to probe a little bit deeper, okay? Does he ask you to do anal play on him? Well, that's a clear indication. That's kind of self-explanatory, girl. I don't need to go no further on that, okay? Does he already have toys? Okay, let me explain something to you ladies. A lot of times men can have a whole lot of things, but I have never in my time at the adult store had men come in, heterosexual men come in and get anal toys, or really any toys, like talking about it, right? Now, every now and then I would have guys come in and maybe get this popular toy, which at the time it was the rabbit, and they would come and get it for their girlfriend because it was the toy that a lot of women were buying at that time, and it was like our #1 seller. Other than that, no. The only guys who came and got anal toys or things like that were the gay boys or bisexual men, right? Because, and the way I knew it was for them is because I would often ask them how advanced they were and then they would give me the rundown on what they did and how they liked it and how much they needed or how little they needed, or I'm a beginner, or this is what me and my guy does, right? And so that's pretty much how that goes. Okay, do you notice the types of porn he's into? Okay, now a lady that I knew at my store came in and asked me, was her husband gay? Sweetheart, I don't know, girl. But what she started to tell me was he was trying to get her to watch bisexual porn with her. But it wasn't two girls and a man, it was two men and a woman. And then and that brings me to my next question. Does he encourage you to become a swinger? This man was trying to groom his wife into the swinging lifestyle, but he was more so encouraging her to be with men, which usually, ladies, now this is just my opinion, a heterosexual man is usually not comfortable with sharing his woman. Argue with your mom, okay? I said what I said. They are usually not comfortable, which will bring me to my next point, because I can't dwell on these for too long, ladies. Does he tell you stories about he and friends in the past running trains on females? Okay, ladies, this is a clear indication. Okay, two men can usually not perform in the same room. They usually can't. Okay, now there's always an exception to this rule, but I'm just saying most men are uncomfortable when there's another stick out in the room. So if your man is super comfortable, or he's encouraging you to do this, yeah, keep an eye out. Okay, does he want you to watch bisexual porn with him, and are you uncomfortable? Okay, so I already answered that one. And are you uncomfortable, sis? You already know if you're uncomfortable, you don't even need to be there. You need to get up and move around. Okay, and then it says, at the very bottom, I wanted to give you all one tip that I do know. I haven't talked to any of my gay friends in a very long time to find out if there's anything new or up to date that they do in their health. But I do know that they would make sure that they're on top of PrEP, which will help prevent HIV. Ladies, if you are with a man and you know that he's interested in something anal, you need to be real with yourself and have a conversation with this man to ask him if he is into anal or if he's into men. And if your guy is into men, it is a must that he gets on PrEP. If not, you are putting yourself at risk for AIDS or HIV. So that is what I have for you girls today. I hope you all found this topic to be enlightening. No, it's not as enjoyable and turned up and fun, but ladies, I'm sorry. One of my greatest fears is to be with someone and I don't know who it is that I'm really with. I was having this conversation with my mother, which I was telling her like why I was so passionate about women's health. The issue is women are not encouraged to have conversations. And the thing is, whether you have the conversation or not, a person is who they are sexually. And you will not change it. Sweetheart, you will not change it. They will simply go somewhere else. They will get sneaky. They will lie and they will hide it. So you do better to deal with it head on, be an adult about it, and move and act accordingly. I do not believe in outing people. I do not believe in bashing people for their sexuality. I believe that everyone belongs with someone who will accept them as they are. But for the men who are in the closet and lying about it, who are hurting gay men who are usually open about their sexuality, unless it's two closeted gays, and that's usually not the case, right? But it's not fair. I have had conversations with gay friends that have said they don't like being someone's dirty little secret, especially when they have walked through dark times of facing the world as a gay man. And if it's a gay black man, that's even worse. Okay? So bottom line, it's also unfair to see my ladies be impacted. It will confuse you. It will take a toll on your self-worth. Okay, so like I said, everyone, be responsible. I love y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and thumbs up this video. Share it with your sister girls. I love y'all. Bye.